Hey guys, I'm going to wait a couple moments here and then I will be featuring the original painting of Exorcism by Mattias Frisk. Just setting up my lighting here. See if anyone's able to join. This is kind of impromptu and unannounced. So this is going to post after I'm done filming this live here. So this is the original painting of Exorcism. No, this is Lewis. This is the original painting by Mattias Frisk of Exorcism. So I posted in this Facebook group, I think it was this morning? I did a behind the art feature, and Mattias talked about how he did this painting. He had sent me two of these. There was Minor Explosion, and this is Exorcism. So this will be going for auction, yes, Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We did Minor Explosion last weekend and ended up selling for $3,000. That was a really incredible, really iconic looking art piece. It kind of reminded me of Disintegrate from Magic the Gathering. This one here, Exorcism, is entirely unique. And if you go to the Collector Art House website, that behind the art feature, Mattias gave me a really nice write-up about how he kind of worked the process for this one. A little differently than some of his other pieces from the Alpha set. This one was kind of free-flowing, I guess is how he described it. So he had this like sketch concept, and these skulls or faces looked a little more zombie-like or undead, I think is the word he used. And the one design change that Eric asked for was for him to kind of alter that. So I guess he kind of had this loosely sketched out, and then he kind of revised this, and he said the one he was most proud of is across from the skull here, or the cross, which I think he means this one here. I'm not touching it. I'm just trying to point to it with my finger. So I wish the lighting was a little better. The blues on here are really incredible. Yeah, there's like the deep blue, the light blue. If I can tweak my light, this priest hand was like the first thing that really stood out to me. Like it's coming across a little dark, but it's just so vibrant around the hand, and then like around the cross, it's a lot more white than it appears here. So it has this kind of like glow effect. It actually looks a lot more pure white than you could see in the camera here. But the priest hand, like it's really hard to tell, but you can see his hand is actually textured. It looks like so incredibly realistic. And just like the pigment of it or the coloring looks really amazing. That's actually what stood out to me first and foremost above the screaming skulls here. But the skulls are masterful too. I mean, the whole polish and finish just looks really great. I've seen a lot of paintings at this point from many of the different Sorcery Alpha artists. And for one, the piece is large. You kind of see, I have this on this little desk. This was the desk I was working with before a recent upgrade. So tiny little thing. But I think the size of this is about 16.5 by 23.5. I will confirm that and get that posted for the listing Friday night at 8. But it's on a panel board. Unfortunately, there's this little nick in the left corner. I think that might have happened in shipping, so it kind of like discolored the edge of that. And I think it'll come out fine once framed up. But otherwise, it's immaculate. And I kind of want to go around and show all the different intricacies. You're seeing kind of my shadow, so maybe if I do it from this angle. These skulls are just incredible, like the depth of this piece and the texture, and then the blue tones. When you see it live, as I say, it's like a much lighter blue, a pure white around the crosshair, trying to deter these undead beasts, or not so undead, I guess, as Eric wanted it. Not zombie-like, but more of like specters, because it's exorcism. It's trying to exorcise the demons. So these are more like demon-like figures, and the eyes just kind of like pop, it's just like these pure white circles that make them look absolutely terrorized and repelled by this priest cross. So that's super cool. And then, so yeah, again, like he said, he was most proud of kind of like happy with how it came out for this demon across from the cross, looking petrified or terrified, and then these two underneath, kind of looking up and melting away from the frame. And then there's one that's kind of like blended in and faded. One of the things I noticed, like in Wrath of the Sea, there's a lot of like subtlety and nuance built into the depth of it. And you kind of see that here too. If I put my finger in front of my lens, yeah, like right there with this demon fading away. And then right here as well, this one's a little more obscured by the cross. Yeah, so again, size-wise, about 13, is it 13 and a half or 16 and a half by 23 and a half. It's on this panel board. It's like fairly thick, you know, a few millimeters or so. So this is like a substantial piece. It feels like very heavy duty. So it's going to frame beautifully. Great size too. This is probably, I think this is the largest painting that I've seen and handled. So I was just blown away when this one came in. I'm going to show for reference this other little piece you might have heard of called Predestination. That is the original from Severn. So I got it in this plastic bag still, because I'm going to probably put like a nice older looking, like thick gold frame probably is what I'm thinking for this. I'll send it right over to you, Liz. Yeah, so that's the same size as the Exorcism, roughly. I mean, the Exorcism's the full frame. This one is Severn put this in kind of like a little border, which I don't know. I may or may not remove. Probably put the gold right up against the blue. I think would look pretty hot. But let me put that back down and focus at the matter of hand. Yeah, that is the OG painting for Predestination, the original. So Eric revealed that in the Discord many months ago, and literally immediately after he revealed it, I reached out to Severn and I was like, I gotta have that. Please tell me you didn't sell that yet. And I committed immediately. I just love the artwork. But yeah, not to distract from Exorcism. I mean, this is one of the more substantial paintings that I've seen. It's been a long time. I don't think really Mattias hasn't really sold much. He has sold a couple to Eric. Eric has the Scourge Zombies and what's the other one? He has two, I think. Is it Wrath of the Sea? I think it's Wrath of the Sea. Damn it. Yeah, that one's incredible. So he has two like amazing pieces, and I think Mattias did all of them in this size, this 16 and a half by 23 and a half.